All right, traders, welcome to today's recap. This is Christian from Tribeca Trade Group, and today is Monday, November 26th. So, let me just quickly kind of recap today's market action. I'm not going to repeat what I was talking about this weekend. If you missed it, I put a nice about a 35 minute video together about just the overall market, this week's events, which we have a lot of them. None of them, by the way, out of the way as of Monday. Most of those events are towards the end of the week. But if you didn't get a chance to view that, that's on my YouTube page. It's like I said, over 30 minutes, and really kind of took my time to go through some of the market action and the events. So what do we have today? Well, today we had a bounce. We're up. We are selling off here a little bit after hours on trade. More trade headlines. Trump came out, in case you missed it, mentioned that he would slap on more tariffs if the negotiations do not go well. So we're basically, looking at the aftermarket, we're basically right back to the open. So for today, I would say, as I said in the midday video, there's not much to really hang your hat on today. Other than getting a chance to kind of scalp. If you went home last week, if you put on some trades, a little bit of risk, you got a chance to take them off today. I think today, for the most part, was more of a short covering rally. Why would I say that it's a short covering rally rather than new investment? Because, put yourself in the shoes of a portfolio manager. Are you really going to add a lot of risk going into this G20 meeting when all of a sudden, if Trump, just as he mentioned here in the after hours, that he mentioned that he may place more tariffs if this negotiation does not go well, we just gave back a third of today's price action on one headline, which is nothing really new. I think in terms of revelation, but I think this is more or less people kind of squaring their book. People, don't think they want to be really short or really long going into these G20 meetings. So that's towards the end of the week. So this morning I saw kind of a different sentiment on Twitter. I think I saw a lot of people sending out charts today. A lot of people talking about how bullish they are and so forth. And how things are going to go higher. I don't. I'm not in that camp at all. I don't think just because futures were bid up here pre-market and you had a bounce day that it's a trend. No, especially with all of this week's events. So there are some things to do. I talked about how you can kind of put on some nice risk to reward trades for the G20. But overall, this, I kind of have to err on the side of caution with this. And what I said today is, let's see. I wasn't going to chase today when I saw green on the tape. It hasn't normally ended very well. Today was nice because we did finish close to the highs and the cash close. So that's pretty, a nice trading day and a nice bounce day that we did not give it all back like we have been recently. But again, one day is not a trend. S&P, if you look at the 1 hour chart, which I have up and I haven't mentioned, first of all, you could see us selling off. But yeah, we're in value for the week. There's no change in trend. Of course, one day is not a trend. And if you look at these charts, if you look at Nasdaq, Nasdaq did pop out to the top of value, but we're sitting right at top of value. So I think you want to analyze individual names one by one. I think today, as I talked about in the weekend video, with the amount of flows that have gone into cash type securities, this is the Treasury bill ETF. Absolutely has exploded in investment in the last 2 months. Unprecedented in terms of money that has gone to the sidelines in the ETF world, right? Just looking at ETFs, because I can analyze this on a day-to-day basis. But you look at BIL, you look at SHYSO. So this is why I put in my note for the weekend that this was a contrarian short-term buy signal. Just way too much money has come out of equities, heavy withdrawals and heavy investment going into cash. So we got that for today. So we'll see what the events are going to be like. And I think you just kind of take it easy and not try to chase and not make any bad decisions. with investments. So what did I do today? I day traded a bit. We caught this stock. This was a stock that I mentioned in the weekend newsletter. This is ANY. This might set up again tomorrow because I took the trade off. I managed to take a profit, not at the high of the day, but at $8. I got in at 620 today. Again, so why did I like this name? It's an small cap application software name, and look at the volume last week. So it looked like it had the possibility for follow through. Day traded, I'm out. I'll look at it again tomorrow. Also, a couple other things that I had on from last week that worked pretty well. Goose, I got out of for profits. One trade that we saw last week in option activity was Nectar. What is this? NKTR, is it? Yeah, NKTR had a nice day today. Again, very much in a downtrend. This name bouncing a little bit, so it's not a name that I want to be a tourist in. I don't want to be a resident in this name. So nice day, up 4.9%. Looking at sectors, yeah, I mean definitely today growth outperformed value. The best looking sector today was FDN. That's the FANG or Internet ETF. So Amazon had a real nice day today. We could look at the Amazon chart here just for a second because that was one of the better performing names, up 5% today. So just like Square, it did get into value for the day, although it's still way below the 200-day moving average. But we'll see. If you want to use basically today's open as your stop, it did take out, what, 1, 2, this was the candle that we took out of VPOC here, and we're back above here. So we're back inside value, and we'll see if we can hold in here for Amazon. So it's a little bit constructive. Also, if you look at the Chinese internet names, right, you got a couple surprises in here. So Baba, which we've been watching for a while, with this possible inverted funky head and shoulders, is now above the 50-day moving average, right? So you set your stop to the 50-day moving average or top of value, and we'll see where this thing wants to go. But a nice move, low volume today, and I think overall was a low volume today. Also FXI, the China ETF, also making a move above the 50-day moving average. So there are some things that are constructive here. You just kind of have to realize that this week is full of events, right? And that's going to be decision time, I think, for the market. That's FXI. What else? If we look at EEM, also getting right there, very close to that 50-day moving average. Not yet there. What else? Let's look at the FDN ETF. Almost getting inside value. So I mentioned Square. Back above the 200-day moving average and inside value. All right, and did I go over today's option activity? Just to classify today's option activity, very small stuff. Again, for the first couple hours of the day, no chasing, no major investment. A lot of the stuff that we saw throughout the session was pretty small. A high frequency of tickets, but very low dollar amount, right? And these are the Momo type call buying, short dated, people looking to scalp, right? People looking for momentum and looking to scalp. This is not investors setting up camp and saying, hey, this is a great place to add risk. We just are not seeing those big chunky orders. One or two here and there, and just like we mentioned last week and last week's reviews as well. So that's it for today. Again, I would err on the conservative side. I don't think much has really changed. It's nice to see us bounce. Could we get another washout if the coming out of the G20 decision, or meeting, if nothing really comes of place? Sure, I think that's in the cards. There's a lot of overhead supply, and you have to take each individual setup as it is, and make sure that you're honoring your stop prices, being very strategic, all right, and not chasing green here. So that's it. Of course, the video is for information purposes only. That's what I'm doing. So thanks very much for watching, and enjoy your night.